things that are good for your kids. Now, would divorce be on most people's lists? Probably not. And what you more commonly hear is people saying, well, we're staying together for the kids. Well, Lori Clark Viviano, our family law specialist, is here this morning with her own daughter, Morgan. Good to see you, Morgan. A student at Berkeley. We'll talk about that later. But you grew up as a child in a divorced family, and Mom is pretty proud of you. She says you turned out okay. Was the experience horrible and warping for you?
It wasn't fantastic.
Yeah.
It's definitely survivable.
Okay, well, Lori, let's talk about this today, because how many people come into your office and they're discussing whether or not they're going to stay together, and of course the conversation should center around the children first and foremost.
Well, and you know, the thing is that I say, and I think this is where I think I add something to it. I say, hey, look, I have a daughter. I was you, and you know, it has its positives and negatives. And she, you know, she says she survived it, but like you pointed out, she went to Berkeley. She wasn't a cutter or drugs or anything, but those things could have happened. But people always think it's going to happen because you're divorced. That has nothing to do with it. It's all in how you approach what went on. And, you know, we were talking about it on the drive over, and, you know, Morgan, share with people about how some of the tips that you would give someone to the parents of the children.
I would say I think it's really important for parents to be honest with their kids and tell them what's really going on instead of any half measures, which I know happens a lot. And I think to make it clear that it's not their fault, because I feel like a lot of times if the fighting has to do with, you know, who's making dinner every night, who's driving the kids to soccer practice, you know, the kids kind of feel like they're the reason that there's all this is happening.
So I guess I'm hoping that your mom and your dad were honest with you and explained what was going on and did some of those things.
Yeah, my mom actually told me before it even happened, which at the time I hated. I told her, I think I would rather get hit by a car than find out that I have cancer. Why did you tell me this before it's even happening? But now I realized that it gave me time to adjust to what was going to happen. And looking back, I'm definitely glad she did.
Now, how old were you at the time?
Which one? I've done this twice.
Well, one I don't remember. I was 3, and then 7th grade. So I was like, yeah, how was I? 12.
7th grade, so middle school. Oh,
yeah.
that's a very impressionable time. A tough time, but any time is going to be a tough time. There's no ideal time, obviously.
There is no ideal time. Look at her. She's such an adorable child. No time is a good time.
And then she went to Berkeley.
Okay, look at that. How cute. She was a baby gap. I did some crazy things. You know, she's had an interesting childhood. Weddings. The thing about it is, I think she said it best. You have to be honest with them. Don't tell them fibs. You know, tell them appropriate for their age.
Right.
You know, you don't have to go into gory details. Just say, you know, no, we're not getting back together, and this is how it's going to be. And, you know, like she said, she didn't like it at the time, but she's really glad I told her. And I think, and then we talked about therapy. So what did you tell me your therapy thoughts? Which she didn't go to therapy, but...
Yeah, tell your thoughts on therapy.
Right.
I think it definitely depends on the kids. Like, if you have a more, like, emotional kid, I know some of my friends were, like, open to the idea of it, but I think if you're not open to the idea of it, it turns out to be more traumatizing than helpful.
She was one of those children. She was like, no, there's nothing wrong with me, Mom. I'm not doing it. And so we didn't.
Okay. As the families, you know, come into your office and so forth, and did they ever actually bring the kids in with them?
They do, and they have to be somewhere else. I won't allow that to happen because I don't want them to be involved. And, you know, I'll just ask you, do you think I involved you?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. I kept everything really separate from her because it's really an adult issue.
Right.
It's not a child issue. And I think the reason why I wanted to bring Morgan on is so that people can see, like, she turned out fine.
Yeah, what are you studying?
I'm doing pre-med, studying cognitive science.
Oh. I'm sorry. You can translate that for your mom and me later off the air. But, oh, good for you.
Yeah. But, you know, again, we were talking about that, but I allowed her to be different than I am. And so she goes to Berkeley. I went to USC. I'm conservative. She's more liberal.
That'll change when you get older.
Yeah, that's right.
All the liberals out there right now are shooting me darts right through
like,
the TV.
Yay, Morgan.
We're just teasing, you know that.
But, you know, I allowed her to be different. I think it's important that you as a parent allow your children to be who they are, not who you want them to be. And I think that, I don't know, how was I as a parent? Uh-oh, here we go.
It's a
Be
dangerous
honest.
question. She's a great parent, of course.
Well, and she's a great attorney as well, and a great counselor for folks when they come in to see her. Lori Clark Viviano. Morgan, thank you so much for coming in and sharing with us today. If you do have any family law concerns whatsoever, please go in and see Lori, and I promise you, what you see is what you get. This is a good person who does not want to stir up trouble. You'd much rather mediate
Yes.
and solve problems than create
Absolutely. And have your children turn out like Morgan.
them. Absolutely.
There you go.
Very good for you. You can always transfer.
Right.